Welcome everyone to Haven of Horror. I am Subject879. Appreciate y'all being here. In just a moment, I'm going to bring Robert on, and we're going to get started with The Last of Us Part 2, picking up where we left off. Ignore how much I've played Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, no, I forgot to change the stream settings, so it defaulted back to the previous one. But it should be fixed now. We're going to get Robert in here. Robert Wilde, welcome back to Haven of Horror. How's it going?
Hello there. Good to be.
Hello there. Ignore how long I've played Final Fantasy VII. It's fine. We're going to get into The Last of Us Part 2. What is up, Noah? How you doing?
You feeling good? You feeling energized?
I am feeling good.
We're gonna ready to make some progress.
I'm ready to make some progress. We made like none last time, but it's okay.
I'm sure you've been practicing every day, learning all the secrets.
In my spare time, I've been working on catching up on my backlog. Let's review Alligator again. Let's do it.
How was that? I still haven't had the time to check it out.
I like it.
Okay, I like it. It's good. It's a good film.
Okay. Anyway, yes, it is a fun little B movie that everyone should watch if they're interested in that kind of thing.
I'm sure it's as good as Jaws.
I mean, I know which one I'd rather watch.
Oh, snap. Hot takes here, folks.
Nah, I mean, Jaws is good. I don't have that attachment to Jaws. I didn't grow up with it.
You good? Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I thought I was fucked back.
No, wait, this is where we are stuck.
Correct.
Okay.
For the save, by the way.
So there's that. I'll pay more attention this time. There's that trail of blood, remember? That's like by the pool that goes inside one building and upstairs where an infected person is. I don't remember if there's like stuff worth getting up there. It was just a detail, like on our third or fourth try we noticed. But I don't remember if there was like actually good stuff in that building that was really worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Hang on, sorry. OBS closed my restream chat. There we go. For anyone who was not at the Alligator review, tomorrow we will not be doing a Haven of Horror video. Instead, we will be launching our brand new channel. Torgo, Robert Wilde, and I are doing The Dark Knight Returns.
Woo!
Only on Gotham City Bulletin.
An exclusive.
Exclusive. That one we will not be doing the restream thing because I don't feel like running two Twitch chats or 2 Twitch channels and 2 YouTube channels. However, we will eventually do some gameplay over there of the Arkham series, and I'd like to do the Telltale games. I have the Shadow editions that I need to play.
Yes. Yeah, you've got a lot of games on your mind.
I do.
Resident Evil.
I do. You don't even know, dude. You don't even know.
You don't even know, dude. I remember there being a stun bomb or whatever that weapon was. I don't remember what building that was in, but you missed that once or twice. I don't think it was in this one, but it's worth a check.
I remembered that guy this time.
Yeah.
You were ready for him.
I was. How is everybody in chat doing tonight?
Oh, right, the holster was up here. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I don't.
we definitely want
I,
that.
I don't remember if that was like something you could craft later, or if you just had to find it.
I feel like I don't think you can craft it, so but I do feel like that's something you can find later.
Gotcha. So at least there's something of value in here.
Let's go ahead and swap that out. Craft some supplies, some essential supplies.
Do you want to change Ellie's outfit yet?
Again?
Just for the sake of differentiating from the last one. It's up to you.
Let's see what I have.
We've had this one for the last couple streams now. Or 1.5.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that because they added some new skins.
Oh, cool. I didn't know if they keep adding them. One people really want is Ellie wearing Jill's coat. I don't know if they're gonna add that or if there's just like animation issues with that, but I mean she's in an astronaut suit, so I think it would be possible.
I don't know if they'll do that. They added these skins to coincide with the dock release.
Mm-hmm.
What if we've been refugees? What if we?
So I have changed the skin, but it won't go into effect unless I restart or die. So next time when we get to the next chapter, it'll change.
Something keeps bugging me.
Or if I die.
Why didn't they kill you and Tommy when they had the chance?
I died before my wake. I pray the Lord my soul to take.
Maybe they're dumb.
Also, I do just want to make the announcement here while you're here and while we're live. In 2 weeks from today, the 29th, we will not be doing a stream. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out that day, and don't ask me to do anything else.
Gotcha. Totally cool. So we've got Dark Knight Returns tomorrow. Now, I missed your Alligator live stream, so did you guys decide on what you're doing on Haven of Horror next Friday?
Yeah, buddy, we landed on Exorcist 3.
Sweet.
Yeah, we were so excited.
The good Exorcist sequel.
Yeah.
The good one.
We're gonna make you review Believer all by yourself.
That's fine. I've seen it.
Just you, like, ranting into a camera for an hour.
Yeah. I always try to be, like, as measured as possible, because I had more positive things to say about it than you did in our review of our list of the year, but the things it gets wrong, it just really gets wrong. Like, it's not worth it. They shouldn't have made it.
Exorcist 3 hype.
I'm glad that's gotten some reappraisal the last couple years, because for a couple decades it was just kind of written off or unseen by the masses.
Yeah, I'm kind of new to the whole Exorcist franchise because I typically steer clear of, like, possession movies. And I was like, oh, everybody loves this one, but, like, I feel like I would hate it. And then I finally watched it for Haven of Horror. It's like, oh, this is actually good because it's not lame.
Yeah, it's the good one, and then we just ripped off the third act, but did it poorly. And we just did that about 30 times.
And depending on the viewing, I go back and forth. There's a couple of viewings I've had of 3 since I've discovered it or was shown it. I think I actually, in some times, prefer it to the first one.
It's the one I prefer. It's more flawed. Like, I do have a few issues with it, but it's just kind of a personal taste thing, though I do really love the first movie.
Our very own Noah here actually went through all of the Exorcist movies just recently. How did that go, Noah?
Well, that would mean you saw 2 versions of the prequel, which is like 10% the same movie, but I'm sure you know about that weird.
I know a little bit. Like, I know one of them's directed by the great Rennie Harlan.
Yeah, I've never seen either version start to finish, but yeah, like they shot the movie, weren't happy with it, and then basically started over from scratch, and then released it. And then when that did poorly, they released the first version they shot. So it's 2 separate movies of this. It's really bizarre.
But the question is, do you know who Rennie Harlan is?
Not off the top of my head.
He directed Nightmare 4.
Okay, he's that guy everyone loves. He's alright.
No, he sucks.
We've had this discussion before. Nightmare
okay.
4 has good stuff in it, but I'm not a big fan. As a Dream Warriors sequel, it's awful.
Shh.
She's out!
Shit!
Ooh.
Would not recommend.
I'm sure you guys will cover Exorcist 2 on the channel at some point, though. That one's at least funny bad. It's at least interesting.
I really want to see it. I think Noah wants to do it.
I mean, if you want to see James Earl Jones dressed like a locust, it's the movie for you. That's your thing.
I mean, that just sounds like everything I've ever wanted in a motion picture.
Well, it's only one scene, so...
God, how did I... Oh, she T-posed there for a second.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's an interesting ragdoll. Ragdoll physics.
I don't think so.
I've never heard of that one.
Shit.
Long Kiss Goodnight. Does that have Sam Jackson in it?
You recognize any of
Like a 90s movie?
Noah made us watch Die Hard 2. Plot twist, it sucks.
Man, as cutesy as he is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we talked about that. He was like, oh, this isn't as good.
Spread out all over it.
So, I don't hate Die Hard 2, but it's not great.
Oh, it's written by Shane. Oh, you know what? Maybe I have heard of that. I just didn't know that he directed it.
Yeah, with Shane Black, it's hard to keep track of like his filmography because outside of the stuff he directs, like he's written a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Shane Black is one of those guys I like, but I'm not.
Anything in here? Just
He wouldn't make like the top of my list.
Some of this stuff.
Probably not. There are a few of his movies I do like.
The Monster Squad is awesome, though.
Monster Squad is good. I think I would love that more if I grew up with it. If I saw it as a kid, I think it would be more of a favorite.
Hello?
All right. Oh no.
Where's the
That's
rest of the game? Oh,
don't jump in that.
No, I fell through the fucking sidewalk. Anyway, new costume. How's it? How you think? What do you think?
I'll see it in a second.
You good?
Well, that was interesting.
They just patched this, and
Thanks for the
I've
seat.
never had that issue in this game before on either version.
Yeah. Ooh, the classic Ellie. I like it.
So,
There's a weird disconnect, like, of seeing Part 2 Ellie and Part 1 Ellie's
do you think
clothes.
many of them?
Yeah, I think
This was a possibility.
putting their
Does that
Part
change
2
anything for you?
outfits in the first game is weird. Though, I mean, I don't mind it because Part 2 Joel looks really cool. I just wish we got more Part 2 Joel skins because as far as I know, it's just like his winter gear where you get him with the long hair.
Okay.
But yeah, this is cool. If I'm gonna get super nerdy for a second, one little moment in the Left Behind DLC that I like is which takes place during the time of the first game when Joel is severely injured. This red shirt is the one that like Ellie like puts over his wound and like duct tapes on it, and then goes to look for like actual medical supplies. So if you wanted to know the fate of that shirt, you gotta play the Left Behind DLC.
True.
Yeah.
I also got that shirt from my niece. That was one of the Christmas gifts I got her like a year or two ago.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the game broke and it fucking killed me. It's all Robert's fault.
Yeah, the only glitch I ever encountered playing Part 2 was as Abby during the Seraphite section, like on their island. There was one area with like a bunch of buildings where, depending on where I was standing, like some trees would like disappear and cut in and out. And I was like, whoa, this is interesting. But it didn't break the game. I was able to continue on fine. It was just this weird area where like just parts of the map were just like glitching in and out depending on where I was standing.
Dude, if I'd had like game over permadeath on there and that happened, I probably would have installed the game.
I told you about my Arkham Knight experience? With my glitch. I was pretty deep into that game, and the glitch I encountered was falling through the map, just falling infinitely. I was like, oh god, that's the first glitch I've encountered. Okay, I'll start this over. And when I restarted the game, it would start me mid-glitch, like falling through the map.
Oh, you couldn't load an older save?
No, or at least I hadn't thought to try that, because I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to start this all over. But then what I figured out was I would glide and go up and down, and I was able to grapple up through the bottom of the map and get back in the map, and then the rest of the game was fine.
That's awesome.
So what I did was way cooler and more interesting than just doing a previous save, which I'm sure I was too stupid to consider at the time, but for a moment there, it was very terrifying.
I've been there.
They fucked up. They did. What are you doing with
that? The Iron Claw finally hit digital, so I bought it today. I'm excited to watch it finally.
Ooh, nice. I've heard it's very sad.
Oh, dude. So that's like from an era of wrestling that I don't know a lot about. That's the Territory days. But I've looked them up. That family was cursed.
Yeah. I mean, without getting too like specific into details, obviously there's, and without passing judgment or having any opinion on the matter, there's obviously like a chain reaction there for people who know what that family went through. Like, it's really rough and really sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some stuff where you're just like, what the hell? Like,
and they got actual wrestlers to consult for the film.
Yeah, that's always great.
One of them that I know of is Chavo Guerrero. He trained Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Like, to get ring ready.
He got jacked for that movie.
He did, yeah.
We got to find a superhero for him to play now.
Honestly, maybe this is a hot take. I don't think he would have been the worst Johnny Storm.
No, he might be. I actually don't know what his age is. I don't know if he's too old. He's probably not that much older than the guy who cast.
He cannot be that much older, or if there isn't even an age difference with Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because when they were doing castings, I don't normally fan cast, because I'm like, it would be just off of like looks, which is a stupid way to cast. But my main pick for Johnny Storm was Joe Keery. So I was close.
Oh, nice. You were close. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad Joseph Quinn got it, though. I think he's a good fit.
Yeah, I don't know. None of the casting is who I would have picked. I'm not familiar with the people playing Sue and Ben. Um, but I wouldn't have picked like Pedro for Reed or Joseph for Johnny, but I'll watch it. Like, they have my curiosity.
Yeah, for sure. The guy playing Mr. Fantastic, did you watch Punisher?
The guy that's played Mr. Fantastic is
Oh no, I'm sorry. I misspoke. I meant the Thing.
Oh,
Ooh, my brain is fried.
yes, I
did
do.
you-
Hang
Yeah.
on, before you do that. Jack the Hopeful, is it worth the upgrade or remastered? Personally, I think it is, because if you already own the game, it's only $10. And that covers the Returnal game mode itself, in my opinion.
Please don't.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if you played the second game and didn't like it, this isn't gonna fix it for you. Like,
Yeah,
then
if you
it's not
like
worth
the game and you
$10.
already own it, it's a $10 upgrade. It's absolutely worth it. Oh, wait, is the guy that plays Ben Microchip?
Yes. And he was also just in Andor, and that's the most recent thing I've seen him in. And like, he's a lot bigger than he was in Punisher. Like, he's pretty unrecognizable. So I think if I had just seen Punisher, I'd say, oh, that's an interesting choice. But having seen Andor, like, I can see it. I think
I still gotta watch Andor, but let's be honest. Physique does not really matter with the Thing, because they're just gonna CGI it.
Oh, for sure. It just depends on how close you're sticking to sports material, source material. Because Ben Grimm's supposed to be like an athletic guy and an astronaut, so you wouldn't typically cast like a skinny dude.
So,
like if you're just going off the source material.
no, for sure. So, Jack, there's two ways to answer that. Did you like the game and would you play it again? If that is true, if that is the answer, that is yes, then absolutely you should get the upgrade. Do you want more game? Then yes, because the roguelike that comes with the remaster is excellent. And that alone justifies the $10. If the answer to either of those is no, then you shouldn't upgrade. Or maybe even wait, If you just played it, go play some other stuff and come back to it.
But yeah, overall, I think the cast is solid. Obviously, it just comes down to the script. Like, I hope it's good.
That's Marvel's problem. Although,
And
like I said, I didn't hate the Marvels.
yeah, it's true.
Its
And
villain sucks, but
Oh yeah, well,
I
that's usually
agree,
gonna
Jack. This game rocks.
Yeah, and I don't play enough games to like really have a dog in that fight of like what deserved game of the year or whatever. Like I just don't
I mean, this one
play
game
enough
of the year,
but
so it doesn't
yeah.
matter.
I'm just
It doesn't matter what you think. Wait, did I? Oh wait, there's more enemies.
Yeah, remember like when you drop down in that area, there's a clicker somewhere, so
Yeah.
gotta be careful.
They don't want to be here, then they don't want to be here.
They're fucking traitors. At least
I'll
Yeah,
let
I
them
think,
go that way.
Yeah, Jack, I think Punisher's pretty underrated. I think the only main problem with that first season is that it's a 13 episode season that I think could have been done in 10 episodes, but other than it being kind of slow, I think that show's a bit underrated. I like
Can
I
you
like that one quite a bit.
la, 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 la. My biggest problem with Punisher, and I agree, I like the show quite a bit, is that it doesn't want to tackle Punisher stuff.
Yeah, for sure, and that criticism I understand. Like, it does that thing where Daredevil season 2, like, gave us like a backdoor pilot and like an origin for him, and then you get the show, and it's like, well, we don't really want to do that yet. We want to do this other story, so we have to re-get him to that place. And in the context of the show, I'm fine with it. Like, it works, but I understand Punisher fans saying like, hey, this isn't what I wanted. It's that tricky thing where I like stories with the push and pull of characters.
God
Like,
damn
not-
it! If Dina would
better.
fucking shoot them.
Yeah, she got one.
You good? Yeah.
Jack, I see you as well are a man of culture.
Thanks for the save, by the way. Of course. So, those are the wolves. They're really armed.
Alright, we got it this time.
Do you think there were gonna be this many of them? Tommy said this was a possibility. Does that change? Dina, fresh blood. I'm ready.
Oh, and the guy who's playing the Thing, he's also in a show called The Bear, which I've heard he's excellent in, and I've not seen that show, but that's...
Oh yeah,
what he's
everybody
getting a
loves
lot of
that show.
Got him? Yeah.
Yeah, my sister likes it. I still need to check it out at some point.
It's racing.
Yeah, the lead of that show is in the Iron Claw.
Yeah. Some people thought he should have played... and I didn't really know about him until recently, because I haven't seen The Bear and I haven't seen the Iron Claw yet, but some people were wanting him as Willy Wonka just because he looks a lot like Gene Wilder.
He's also fantastic on the US version of Shameless.
Yeah, I never watched that. That's when I wanted to start for a while and just never got around to it. But I did not know he was in that.
Why is this game so glitchy tonight? Yeah, that also has the Gotham Joker guy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And funnily enough, if you know your awful movie adaptation history, it's an ensemble cast, so not really lead, but you could argue one of the leads, the oldest sister, is Bulma from that awful Dragon Ball movie.
Oh no.
And her first love interest is the kid that played Goku in that god awful Dragon Ball movie. And what do you know? They have chemistry and can act when they're not in a shitty movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like you should never hold an actor's worst movie against them, or a movie like that specifically. Like
Last of Us show was good, but it could have cast. I liked who they cast, but that's fair. We actually did kind of a mini breakdown and speculation for the show season 2 on the channel a couple weeks ago. Yeah, no, that movie is an abomination.
Thank you, Jack. We really appreciate it. Yeah, I think Bella's great, and just like I said, I said this in previous videos. I think Bella's really good in the pilot.
Keep an eye out.
It's okay for a couple episodes, and then just gets better and better throughout the season. Like the last 3 episodes of that show, I think Bella's pretty fantastic.
I got a feeling.
Personally, I was very satisfied
Once they realize
with
we're
their
out of
performance.
school,
I'll never forget, because like Dragon Ball is like my favorite thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
I was so fucking hyped for that movie, and then I went and seen it in theaters, and I was like, "What the?" And I
we're not like us.
actually no, sorry, that's a little bit revisionist. I gaslit myself into liking it,
Had intel they needed. It doesn't seem like they care about that.
and then I was
Really?
like, "Oh, this is awful." Wait, who doesn't want to do the second season? What?
Why didn't they kill you and Tommy when they had the chance? I don't know.
Everyone,
I don't-
every time I've heard anyone talk about it, they seem really excited.
And they're like, Jack, I don't know where you read that. I don't think it's true because they're getting ready to film that. Like,
Let you go.
that's either started filming or they're building sets.
One
Like,
guy, Jordan, kicked my
so
face
if
off.
that's true, that's the first I've
Yeah,
heard of
but
it.
why do you think that they didn't finish? It doesn't matter.
Or there's a quote taken out of context or something.
But to circle around to your last point, I agree. You cannot hold one bad movie against anyone involved. My favorite example of this is that if I have to hear anybody complain about Robert Pattinson again because of Twilight, I'm gonna shoot something.
Oh yeah,
I remember about her was
he's not even that bad in those movies. Like,
He just has
it's-
nothing to work with.
Yeah, he's doing his best.
I don't know. I hadn't heard anything about that.
Well, there's a grain of truth to that, but that was years ago when Bella's first cast, because there were a lot of people really vicious and going after Bella online, because of course people do that, because people are awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you can find stuff of Bella talking about people being pretty, but like this is before the show even came out. Like this is nothing to do with like the quality of Bella's performance. It was just
Okay.
people mad about their casting because Bella didn't look enough like Ellie. Which, so yeah, again, until some actual news comes out about Bella leaving or whatever, I wouldn't worry.
Waters
about that.
for Elephant. I need to see that.
Yeah, I remember when that movie was out. I think I heard okay things about it. He was also in that. Robert Pattinson was also, I think, in that really bad teen drama movie. That was a secret 9/11 movie. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, there was something with one of his movies, and like the twist at the end is like he died on 9/11 or something.
Yeah, it's like screw you. Like I didn't see it. I just.
I thought people liked that movie.
No, at least the reviews I heard kind of ripped it apart.
Well,
Or like
reviews and people liking it are often two separate things.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't think it did particularly well either. But I mean, I'm sure there were probably teens who saw it and enjoyed it.
Have you seen The Lighthouse?
I have seen The Lighthouse. It is.
That is the movie.
Wonderful.
So I was never in the like, oh god, they cast Robert Pattinson. I had kind of a similar reaction as Ben Affleck as Batman. I was like, really? Okay, I mean, that's weird. But then I watched The Lighthouse and I was like, yes, this guy can be Batman. If he can be in something as insane as this, give it to me.
I also know Willem Dafoe is really old, but if they cast him as the Joker, I would not complain if that finally happened.
I'm going to be honest, he should have been the Joker for Batfleck.
In hindsight, I can't disagree.
In the acting world, sometimes you have to pay in to get the gig. He did. Yeah, for sure. He's been honest about doing Twilight for a paycheck.
That was also like his second or third movie. Like I think Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was like his first movie he was in.
Yeah.
Let's do our job so we can go back and eat, okay?
Yeah. Well, for a lot of people, Pattinson is their new favorite live-action Batman. I'm not there yet, but I could get there with another movie.
I am all on board, but I feel like I have a very unconventional cast, like Batman ranking.
That's fair. I want Ben Affleck to be my favorite, but his best performance is his first, and I have issues with that movie's take on the character, so it's like, ugh.
So for me, it's Pattinson, then Affleck, then Bale, then Kilmer, then Keaton, then Clooney.
Yeah, Adam West is in the middle for me somewhere, but like that's really hard to compare. And I know you're not a Batman 66 fan, but like that's such a.
Although that might change because I do want to be open minded on our new Batman channel, so I do want to cover 66 on there. You guys have watched The Machinist? I have not, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, that dude, The Machinist, is that a Christian Bale? Like I think
that's that movie he did right before Begins, where like he was a stick.
Dude, that's been on my watch list for like 15 years.
Yeah, same. I just keep forgetting about it. Slow and steady.
That's the way to go. Yeah, we can try to dial back the involved discussions if you need to focus more.
You're good. He ain't only... Yeah. Ugh. I couldn't do that.
None.
Yeah, Bale's one of those actors who, for a while, had like that reputation of like really transforming his body.
Pretty massive.
And I know it's popular to shit on Bale now for his Batman, but he's still my favorite.
You know, that shit pisses me off too. Like, just because we've had stuff come out since then that has been arguably more comic accurate, doesn't suddenly mean what came before is bad.
He's still more comic accurate than Keaton's, in my opinion.
Well, that's because Keaton sucks.
Damn.
No, like, okay. This really is a rant more for the Bat channel, but whatever. The only reason that people like Keaton is nostalgia. His Batman is not a detective. He's not a fighter. He just stands around in a rubber costume.
It's not really his fault, though.
No, it's not. But he should not be in the discussion of best Batmans when he has none of the character attributes of Batman.
I don't disagree. I can say for myself that it's not entirely nostalgic. Like,
and his movies suck. 89 is okay, but Returns is the worst Batman film.
Oh, I don't agree. We've talked about this before. I enjoy Returns for what it is, but I do have problems with it.
And Tim Burton's a hack.
Anything in here? Just Halloween stuff.
Well, you might have to cover Beetlejuice 2 for the channel.
I'm not a fan.
The Batman So Dude is one of my favorite Batmans. Sorry, Jack, I didn't quite catch that. Yo, what is up, Jake? It's my good buddy Jake. I've known him since... God, we met through, like, Destiny 1 back in the day.
Jake from State Farm? That Jake?
Yes.
Nice.
My name isn't even Jake, and I've heard that like 100 times because I'm friends with a Jake.
I am so sorry. I will leave now.
You unoriginal bastard.
Who's another Jake? In fiction.
Let's see.
All I can say is you're not going to be invited on Cap's next Batman 89 commentary.
That was a pretty
Whenever
good.
that is.
That is perfectly okay with me.
Yeah, like I said, I like 89, and there are elements of that movie that are nostalgic for me, but like I didn't see it like the whole movie until I was a young teen. I'd only seen bits and pieces before.
That
it
movie was
wasn't
kind
until
of
I was-
in the middle of the road for me. Like, it, I would put both Schumacher movies above it in terms of watchability, but it's better than Returns.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's it's just a taste issue.
No, Returns just sucks.
The music's great. The sets are awesome. There's great stuff.
The sets are just every Tim Burton movie for the rest of his career.
Yeah, but that's before he was doing that, and that's not true. There's some really cool Art Deco.
All right, we have a proper sniper now.
Nice.
Jake, you're wrong.
No, the legitimately the best thing I'll say about the Returns is it's unironically probably my favorite Batman film score. Like the music in that movie is fantastic.
I'll see. The Batman has taken that spot.
The music in the Batman's very good, for sure. I think the main theme is okay. It's very similar to the Ben Affleck main theme, but like there is definitely some wonderful music in that movie.
All right, hang on just a second.
I also remember when they released like the full suite, like the full track for the Batman, and there's like the main theme, and then there's like the sweeping melody and different tunes and stuff. And somebody quickly after that was like, "Oh, just skip to this part for the good part." And it was just the main theme. I'm like, what? This is all good. Like, I don't know. It was really bizarre. Like some of the music, if you can remember it, when like during the scene with the flare, like at the end of the movie, like some of that music, some people are like, this sucks, it's not bad, and I'm like, what? That's some of my favorite stuff in the movie. Okay.
Jake, I feel like you're saying Returns is good just because I said it's bad.
And Michelle Pfeiffer, like, that's not my favorite version of Catwoman. I think her performance is legitimately great. So I do have positive things to say about that movie. Oh yeah.
God
Catwoman.
damn it! What the fuck? Why do they do so much goddamn damage?
Yeah. I thought I was fucked back there. Thanks for the save, by the way. Of course.
The cinema of trash.
So, those are the wolves. They're really armed. Yeah, they are.
All right, if I don't get it this time, I'm turning the fucking difficulty down a notch because honestly, I'm sick and tired of doing this loop.
I'm totally cool with that. Whatever works for you. I will offer support where I can. You seem to... I don't know what you're doing differently. Like, you were definitely getting the hang of that section last time.
Yeah, the problem is it's been a week and I've been playing other shit.
Yeah.
Same.
I also don't understand how that one hit me because I was like under the stairs and I swear to God it like bounced.
Noah, I'm not sure if you're referring to
I'm pretty sure
Returns
he's
or the
referring to
Batman.
Returns because he said right after that Returns is cinema.
Well, in both movies, I think she has a good theme.
Yeah, too bad her writing sucks.
She gets some good lines.
It would also be nice if they'd give me some fucking health crafting shit. My biggest problem is I'm down to one med kit and I have to get through this big long combat section where everybody's apparently a fucking sniper.
Yeah, for sure. The lack of bullets is definitely a hindrance.
When are we doing a commentary on the Batman, boys?
I am game for that whenever, and that'll be a long one too. 3-hour movie.
True.
Well, we've discussed doing a commentary on
Patrols.
Dark Knight Returns. We could do that after doing the review a couple weeks later, or if you want to mix it up, do the Batman or something else. Obviously, it's up to you.
And that we killed their fucking friends.
Let's get a couple of comic reviews in our belt, and then we'll do movie reviews, because I don't want it to... I don't want to do, like, back-to-back movie reviews.
Well, we talked about this last time. Dark Knight Returns we would definitely do as a commentary, since we're reviewing the comic, so it'd be redundant to review the movie, so a commentary makes more sense. So it's up to you if you want to do that back-to-back or give that a break and push off a Dark Knight Returns commentary for a while. But it definitely doesn't make sense to do a review for.
Yeah. I will let Noah decide.
Ooh. Well, don't let him decide, because that means we're doing a Batman Returns review next.
No, wait.
What was the name of the girl? No? The one in the TV station? Leah.
There's definitely more good music in the Batman besides the main theme.
She the one
Yeah, and I think the main theme is like the weakest part of the score. Like, I think it's fine. It's just very similar to the Ben Affleck version, just the simple, repetitive beat.
No. That is my educated.
Yes.
I'll be back in a sec.
Okay, here's the Ben Affleck one. Dun, 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 dun. And it's that repeated over and over again. And the Batman's is dun, 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 dun. And that's repeated over.
Yeah, it's completely different.
We'll let the chat decide.
No, I mean I get what you're saying, but like the way it sounds is different enough that I think they're unique.
Yeah, they sound more similar when it's like really big and bombastic because they both kind of build and escalate. But like I said, there's a lot of great music in that movie, like the Batmobile sequence.
So I was actually gonna mention, did you want to do like the Killing Joke, Noah, or do you want to do like Batman Ego? Because I own both of those. Although I don't know where my copy of the Killing Joke is currently. I'm sure I can find it on Comixology though. Let's review all of Nightfall.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Oh no!
In one go. You know what pisses me off about being a Batman fan? Death of Superman has had like 6 adaptations in the last 5 years. Where's my good Nightfall adaptation?
Yeah, I guess that just never happened because Bruce Timm doesn't like it.
Yeah, but we've had adaptations of the Death of Superman in like everything. Not just Bruce Timm stuff.
Well,
okay, yeah, we'll do Ego.
Ego sounds good. Ego's good. I've read it one time and it's been a minute, so I'll definitely need to review it. But it is good. And
Jake, you don't even know what Nightfall is.
All I want is a 2-part animated movie of Nightfall with Bane, and he just looks like he looks in the comics. That is all I'm asking for.
All I want is Nightfall, but with Bane from Batman and Robin.
Oh no. But
instead of like, I'll break you, when he picks up Batman and does the back break, he just goes bomb.
Step. And there are adaptations of Bane outside of comics I kind of like for what they are, but it is so frustrating that we can't just once do the freaking mask from the comic. We always have to change it, and it's really annoying. You know, like an animated series started that, where it's more of a luchador mask. And then he had his S&M phase. Even the Brave and the Bold, which usually sticks to the comic and goes for the classic design, like, that had a really big, dumb-looking Bane, and they put a zipper on, like, his mouth on the mask. I was like, not even here? Like, we can't.
Yeah, why do you keep calling Bone Bane? I don't know if you've been on the Arkham subreddit, but it is a thing of beauty.
It sounds like a porn thing. I don't really want to look into it.
What? No, so because there's not been like an Arkham game out for so long.
Sure there is. It's called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Well, before that game. Because it had been so long, that whole subreddit for the Arkham games has just like gone insane.
Oh, I'm sure.
They took you can pull it up if you really want to see it, because it's hilarious. But they took Michael Keaton from The Flash and photoshopped off his ears and just called him Man, and he's the official mascot of that subreddit now.
that I have seen.
Yeah, and they renamed Bane to Bone.
Fascinating.
Is there a lore reason that you haven't gone on the Arkham subreddit? Are you stupid?
Yeah, I'm not a Reddit guy.
Is there a lore reason why Bane loves bombs? Is he stupid? I really shouldn't go on that subreddit because it's probably bad for my mental health, but it's so funny.
Yeah. Well, especially now after Suicide Squad.
They kind of just ignored it. It has its own subreddit. And that's just people bitching about the end game.
You recognize any of them? None.
Well, if we never get Nightfall done right, I think the best we can hope for with Bane is I could see James Gunn doing a Secret Six
Funny looking.
I
as a
think
show. Like, I think that could be cool.
if we're going with a Batman that has Damian as his Robin,
He is huge.
I think we could get Nightfall.
It's pretty massive.
If that's like the second movie.
They're spread out all over.
Mm,
Not.
yeah. No, Jake, I like Suicide Squad. Like the story is complete dog shit, but it's fun. That's until I send him to the asylum, where he can meet
the Madhouse.
Man and Bone, and the Jonkler.
Oh God, heard about the Jonkler.
No, in all seriousness though, for your best Reddit browsing experience, stick to like the generic subs, like our games or our movies instead of like our PlayStation. You avoid a lot of the idiots that way.
Gotcha. You probably wouldn't approve, but I wasn't a member, but the only Reddit thread I think I really followed closely for a while was rainy memes. Some of those are pretty fun.
Hey, I love Raimi memes. I just don't like the Raimi
Okay.
movies.
Agree
Well,
to disagree.
No, let me take that back. I just don't like the second Raimi movie. I still like the first Raimi movie a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was thinking about that movie today, funnily enough, with all of the like Madam Web stuff that's been coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I really miss when we just made a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Live Jonkler reaction. I love the Jonkler. Hey, look at that. I can actually make a second med kit.
Woo.
Dina, get out of the way.
What's that? It's them! Right over here! No! Fuck!
Dina just screwed me.
The hell did they? Keep up the pressure!
You're doing pretty well. Okay, with the rifle, that was bullshit. You should hit that. That should have worked.
I know, right? Come here. Come here. Come on. Gotcha.
Got him.
Ha! Got him. Is there a lore reason she didn't see me hiding behind the corner? Is she stupid?
No, she's half blind. And you can unlock her character profile later.
Alright, I know there's another one.
Yeah, the rating memes were fun for a while, then they eventually got kind of repetitive.
Somebody that I was in the Geekvolution Patreon server with killed the Raimi memes, especially Bully McGuire.
Oh yeah, those got really overdone. I've wanted to post some Raimi memes I like in the Geekvolution server, and I probably will, but I've been like, God, these are probably all posted here a while ago. I'm sure everyone's seen these, but I've seen some good ones.
How many guys did they
Sure.
send looking for you? Too many.
This guy that ruined them for me would unironically call Tobey Maguire Bully Maguire. When No Way Home was coming out, he'd be like, I'm so excited for Bully and Andy to come back. I was like, oh, God.
I'm sure that didn't get old. Okay. So you got part 1 done. You just got another second wave of enemies, and then you got the trip. The trip
No,
wire.
this is this. No, we have a third wave. This would be second wave. Remember?
Oh, okay.
The
Gotcha.
the like little car wash thingy was wave 1. The main thing I'm worried about at this point is just the fucking tripwires. They're like, nah, we're not gonna give you a checkpoint for those tripwires. That'd be too easy.
That's obnoxious. So you didn't go see Madam Web opening day?
I will happily watch it on Netflix.
I'll probably watch it on streaming to laugh at it.
Speaking of Netflix, I saw that Thanksgiving is coming to Netflix, and I'm kind of glad I waited.
Oh, cool. So, so you still haven't seen that?
I have not.
Oh, I thought you did. So,
no, Austin.
Good.
Oh, you're gonna go see it this weekend? I'm sorry, Jake. Austin's been telling me some of the stuff that happens, and it sounds absolutely dreadful.
Oh, yeah. Austin also liked Argyle, so take that for what it's worth.
I don't know, man. I like Matthew Vaughn.
I'm kidding. I haven't seen Argyle, but he liked it. Okay, we won't discuss it here because spoilers. Have you heard about the twist?
In what?
Argyle?
No.
It is bizarre, and we will talk about it after the stream.
Okay.
In case anyone wants to, because I mean that movie's still pretty new. I don't talk about that here. Austin was like, whatever. I was fine with it, and I'm like, this is weird to me.
I've been on a big go to the theater kick. Oh, fair enough.
There is nothing in the theater. Like, I thought Argyle looked okay. I just was like, I need to hear really good things about this, and I have not. But Austin liked it, so that's something. I'll eventually check it out. Something. I'm probably not going to go to the theater until Dune 2. I'm looking forward to Dune 2.
See, I wish I liked that first movie as much as everybody else does.
I like it a lot. I didn't love it. Like, if it's too slow or not your thing, like, that's totally fine.
It makes me laugh because I feel like if that had been released by anybody else, people would be tearing it apart for being half a movie.
I disagree. There are other examples of people. Sometimes people roll with it and people don't, and I mean that's an adaptation of a book, so it kind of. I see what you're saying because it wasn't marketed that way. It wasn't marketed. It was just marketed as Dune, so. It was a bit misleading, but no, like, from casual audiences, there were some people who were frustrated or were like, what the hell? Yeah, so, like, not everyone knew going in that it was going to be just
I don't care about the card. Come on.
Yeah, like I said, I did like it. Denis Villeneuve is one of my favorite directors, and I thought it was good. I was wanting to love it more than I did. I was pretty hyped for it, but I did like it. But there are some other movies from him that I like quite a bit. But I'm still looking forward to the second one.
I will say that Prisoners is fantastic up until the ending.
I think the ending works.
No, it's...
I really like the note that movie leaves on.
Prison. This coming from the man who was like, I wrote an entire dissertation on why La La Land's ending sucks.
I never said this.
No, I'm talking to the chat. No, because I texted him, I was like, I just watched La La Land and I really liked it. That ending was kind of perfect. And he's like, no. I do need to rewatch Dune Part 1. I've only seen it once. I bought it on 4K because I got it for like $10 on Amazon.
Oh, nice. That looks gorgeous.
I haven't even opened it. La La Land's ending is perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, that movie ends where it should, I think. What was it about the ending of Prisoners that you didn't like?
Well, we don't have any like resolution with Jackman's character. He just gets left there.
Yeah, we do. We hear the whistle.
Gotta get in there.
That's not a resolution. That's a like.
My
That's a
read
like
on the ending.
hinting.
My read on the ending has always been like, oh yeah, they found him. Like, you know, the whistle was set up earlier, and I enjoyed the note that movie leaves on.
But to be fair to Jake, he also doesn't like bad endings or sad endings.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't like La La Land.
The thing with Prisoners is it's not a happy ending for Jackman's character.
Oh, sorry, Noah, I didn't know you hadn't seen it.
No. I mean, we didn't give everything away.
True.
Like I was trying to be kind of vague. I mean, but Prisoners is fantastic, whether you like the ending or not.
No, the movie's awesome.
That movie was also like just made for me, just with a lot of things I liked growing up, just different tropes like that. I was just like the right age at the right time for that movie. That was one of my first like quote unquote adult movies I got to see like in the theater, like fresh, and like that was a really exciting experience. I was pretty blown away by it.
Skyler! We're under attack! I think it came from that way!
If you want to see Wolverine versus the Riddler, watch Prisoners. And Rhodey's there.
Found them! By the coast!
Yeah, no, without giving spoilers away, I would say the ending of Prisoners is bittersweet. It's not as depressing or dark as it could have. Like, if it was super dark and depressing, I don't think we'd be recommending it.
I would. I like dark endings. I especially like, for lack of a better term, bad endings in movies. It's because we don't get them enough.
Yeah, for me it depends. The thing is, what part of the appeal of horror is that you get to break the rules more, and you get that with that genre more than any other, where, yeah, your characters aren't necessarily safe and anything can happen, but what frustrates me is there are a lot of horror movies that go for the bad ending, and it's super cheap and unearned. And it's like, oh, come on. Like, when, like, you think your character has made it, and then you just get, like, a final jump scare, screw you, cut to black. Like, that doesn't do it for me. Like, that's kind of cheap, in my opinion. But I suppose there's good versions of that.
I
like
think
Night of
Friday
the
the
Living
13th has always done that well.
Yeah. Friday the 13th Part 2's opening would bug me more if I was more invested in that character in the first movie. Because I like the first movie. It's not like a masterpiece or anything.
It's kind of like Halloween, where it has a like perfect final act, but the first two acts don't quite.
Yeah, Halloween's a much better directed movie than Friday the 13th.
No, that's fair. I don't know. That's stuff that like I'm sure I subconsciously notice, but when I'm thinking about do I like this movie, that's not what I think about. I'm not a film nerd. I am, like, but that's beside the point.
But like Night of the Living Dead, I think has the saddest, darkest ending of that story possible, and I think it earns it. It's not deep, in my opinion. It's a downer note that I think the movie earns.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love No Country for Old Men.
I like No Country for Old Men a lot. There's one thing that happens off screen that I think was a mistake to be off screen, but I'm fine with the events that played out and where that movie ends. Tommy Lee Jones' last scene in that movie is fantastic.
Yeah, y'all worry about the clicker. I'll be back. Not the clicker, but...
Take care of him, Dita.
No, so somehow the clicker heard me, so I threw a Molotov and then crawled under the garage door again, and then the infected runners came out after me, but then got distracted by the AI, so now they're fighting.
I just saw you awkwardly crawl through a corpse back into... Yeah, if there's any issue I have with the No Country for Old Men's ending, it's just that on first viewing, there's just something that like I was confused about in the third act, where I was like, "Wait, did I miss something?" So that kind of hurt my experience slightly. But other than that, it's a very good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a lot like this game, where it doesn't do the cliche expected stuff, and you know, not everyone's gonna like that.
I find, because I've watched a couple of Coen brother movies now, I find that I prefer when they're making a more gritty, serious movie than I do when they try to be funny.
No, I like that funny. I like their funny stuff that I've seen, but again, it's just a taste thing. Fargo, I like a lot. Which does both.
Really had a hard time getting into Fargo.
You might prefer the show, but maybe not.
I do want to watch the show because the newest season has Joe Keery in it. I'm curious to see how he does in a non-Stranger Things role.
Yeah, like that. There's definitely like, I mean, I've only seen Fargo season 1. I need to get back to it, but some of that humor and satire from the movie is definitely in there. But overall, I'd say the show is a lot darker and more intense and serious. Like it's like,
see, I didn't mind the
drama, maybe 20%.
When it was actually being satirical, the movie made me laugh. But a lot of its humor is like secondhand embarrassment or cringe. I can't handle that.
I don't have that at all. I think everything with William H. Macy is great. He's so pathetic in that movie.
Right there!
Okay, now that was fucking impressive.
That is what we call a pro gamer.
I don't know if you saw that, but I sniped that guy with a revolver.
I just saw it. Pretty sweet.
Oh, you thought you could hide?
Damn.
I got a shotgun now, motherfuckers. Or more aptly, I have a shotgun with ammo.
Now I have a shotgun with ammo. Ho, ho. Doesn't have the same ring to it.
What is that from?
I have quoted Die Hard.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, for some reason my brain went to like Silent Night, Deadly Night. I was like, that's not right.
Wrong Christmas movie. Yeah. So you got through that pretty well. You were all out of fucks to give.
I was. Now, for the hard part. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, I like the Coen brothers, but I haven't seen a lot of their movies.
I mean, no, you know me well enough to, by now. I do not enjoy the cringe.
Well, that's the just difference of opinion. Like, I don't like cringe comedy at all. I just their style, in my opinion, I don't consider. Cringe.
Oh man, half of William H. Macy's scenes in Fargo had me cringing.
I think they're great. He's so pathetic. It's so obvious.
Yeah, it's so cringy.
No, I get secondhand embarrassment from like prank shows and stuff like that, where even if they're not hurting anyone, I'm still like, oh god, this is not making me laugh.
I'll see. I get it from
Okay.
like awkward humor because I'm like, oh god, make it stop.
For me, it depends on the
Like,
awkward humor.
I made it 2 episodes into The Office, and I was like, I am done. This show sucks.
Which one?
The Office.
Like British or
Oh, the
American?
U.S.
Season 1's not great. Season 2 gets a lot better.
I forget which episode it was. It was like Orientation Day or something.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
remember.
early.
And I was like, oh, I don't like this. Somebody was like, if you don't like that, you're not going to like the rest of the show. So I just quit.
Yeah, no, season 2 has a lot of good stuff. But, I mean, there is a lot of... For me, it just depends on, like, what I'm laughing at. Uncomfortable humor can work for me, but it just depends on if there's a difference for me between laughing at a person and feeling like I'm in their shoes, feeling the embarrassment that they're feeling. Like, do you like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I have not watched that, but I do want to
Okay.
try it.
Okay. Because, like, that's a show where, like, you're just laughing at them because they're so absurd. And
You're
just
laughing.
awful people.
People are dying and you're laughing.
Now what? Hey, Dina. Yeah. Give me your
Oh
hand.
god, there absolutely should be a checkpoint. Like, I'm not insane for thinking like this is a really long, like this is longer than the previous gameplay sections, right? Like,
No, it is.
I mean, obviously that little open world area in Seattle early on, like that's pretty big, but I mean, you can blaze through that pretty quickly if you're, not exploring everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, like oh, go on.
the only thing I'm really worried about is just the stupid fucking tripwires.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Hey, that round building. It looks like the TV station from your map.
Yeah, like I said, no, I think there's just different types of cringe humor. Like the Eric Andre show. I think some of it's very funny, but more often than not, I'm just uncomfortable. I'm not having a good time. Like, that's the type of cringe humor I'm not usually into, but sometimes it's very funny.
Noah just got into Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's another show I've heard good things about.
Look at you.
I don't know.
Yeah, same here.
Sitcom. Oh shit. I have a very specific taste in sitcoms, and it's stuff like Friends and That 70s Show.
Watch where you're walking.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Come on.
This is not an area you want to speed run.
Okay.
And like I said, it's a taste thing. Like, there are lots of people who find Friends cringy just with like the laugh tracks and
Yeah. No, for
stuff.
sure.
But I like Friends.
Thank you. I love Friends. I like sitcoms where it's like a group of people and like they grow and change over time.
Yeah, well, and the Office definitely does that. You just haven't seen that stuff.
Yeah, maybe I'll skip to
And-
season 2 at some point.
Yeah, like the season 2 premiere, like in my opinion, has a good blend where there's cringy, uncomfortable stuff, but there's also heartwarming moments. Like, the show at its best, I think, has a good blend because there's stuff where you're uncomfortable, but then it gets just so absurd, you're just laughing at the situation, and you have characters, like I said, that you're just laughing at who aren't self-aware. But there's definitely that aspect to it, and some people don't like the later seasons because they think it gets too sappy or whatever, and that's an issue to an extent, but I don't know, I think it earns some of it. Friends is a show that, in my opinion, definitely has is stronger in the first half of its run and then the back half, but it never goes off a cliff, in my opinion. I think that show
It is
solidly.
It is definitely not that 70s show season 8.
Right.
I also like Boy Meets World a lot. I know that's for kind of a younger audience, but I think that show's awesome.
Yeah, I missed that one. It's just not the right.
Is Leah chick? What if she's gone by the time we get there? I don't want to think about that right now. We should
No, one of my favorites.
That's because
when
your brain is broken by the cringe, Noah.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
You belong in the Asylum.
Probably blow up some stragglers.
Yeah. Well, if you don't find Chandler funny, I just can't relate to you as a
Dude, Chandler is like one of the big inspirations of mine as a kid for my sense of humor.
Me too. I'm just not as hot. I'm just not half as witty as him.
I want it in writing.
I'm getting there. Maybe one day. He's the glue that holds that whole show together.
Him and Joey both.
How do people get around? It was just him.
Yeah, although it's just that sitcom thing where he's kind of a normal guy at the start and he just gets progressively dumber over the course of the series. It's still funny sometimes, but that usually happens in sitcoms.
Boy Meets World has that bad with the older brother. He becomes like an absolute buffoon by the time they get to college. Joey doesn't share food.
Yeah, but I don't know. If you want to get a better idea, like my interpretation of cringe, or when I think cringe works, like a lot of Ross's stuff over the course of the show, some people would call cringe, and for me, it's like I'm laughing at it. But that is definitely a character you're meant to laugh at most of the time, and I think it works.
I think what the difference though with like Ross is that like he's a good person making a bad choice versus this bad person doing something for attention.
Yeah. I can see that.
I've already listed my top 3, but not in order. Probably at this point, That 70s Show is my favorite. And then Friends, and then... actually, you know, at this point, probably my third is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is so good.
I've heard it's very good. I need to watch that one.
You really do.
Yeah, That 70s Show I like a lot, and I have fond memories of it. But that one's harder to go back to, but...
So you get to that last season.
Yeah.
Hey, our 2 main stars left. What do we do? Add this guy.
Yeah. Well, that's something The Office does in season 8, which is why it's by far the worst season. And then the final season, season 9, kind of corrects itself and does more what it should have been before that. And the last, and then it ends well. So The Office is one that dips hard in the last couple seasons, but it does bounce back and it ends on a good note. Friends is kind of a miracle, just that you have 10 seasons of the exact same cast with no change whatsoever. It's kind of a miracle. And now It's Always Sunny. Oh.
Why? I didn't touch it.
That is bullshit. Damn.
You good? Yeah.
Try fucking again.
One more.
I got one more run in me.
Of course.
Yeah, no, the last season of The Office definitely has problems, don't get me wrong, but it is an improvement over season 8. And like I said, the last couple episodes are good. So there's some bright spots in the last season, in my opinion.
No.
And season 8 doesn't even start bad. Like, season 8 actually has a couple of good episodes up front, and then it just kind of nosedives. Like I said, Friends, I think the later seasons are like the lesser seasons of that show, but I don't think it ever gets bad or unwatchable.
No.
Shit. Oh, my heart's racing. same.
They really should give you a chapter checkpoint by the time you get there. Although,
Yeah, I'm sure when you get right past that section is probably where the checkpoint is.
I will throw something if that's the case.
I'd bet something
God,
on
why
it.
is this game being so glitchy tonight?
Oh no. But yeah, it's all. I haven't seen all of It's Always Sunny, but yeah, it's insane how long of a run that show has, how consistent the quality has been. The difference between that and Friends is just that Danny DeVito doesn't come in until the second season, so the first season is kind of different feel from the
I thought
rest
you
of
were
it.
gonna
But like,
say the difference is that Danny DeVito doesn't come in as a stripper.
I mean, he strips a lot in that show.
Well, he's also
that.
a stripper in that one episode
Yes.
of Friends.
I got the reference. He can pick up a dollar bill with his butt cheeks.
No, my favorite cameo appearance in Friends, though, to this day is still the Robin Williams one. Because that's apparent. I've heard that's unscripted and their reactions are genuine. They didn't know what he was gonna say.
Yeah, that was with Billy Crystal, right? Weren't they
Yeah.
in the scene together?
And it's Robin
Yeah,
Williams. Like, what kind of asshole doesn't like Robin Williams?
Keep an eye out for patrols. There were a bunch trying to smoke me out around here. How many?
He was great.
Past two, but
Yeah, I don't remember the story. I also like the few episodes with
once
Bruce
they realize
Willis.
we're out of the school,
Yeah,
told their
although
friends, they'll be out in force looking for us.
it's also just weird to see him in like a comedy role.
I mean, that's what he was known
Can't
for.
believe they just
Pre Die
accepted
Hard.
that. These people are not like us.
It's still weird.
Even refugees. What if we, I don't know.
No,
As
when,
someone who grew up in a post Die Hard
Doesn't
world.
seem like they care about that.
and that's all we would cast him as.
Something keeps bugging me. Why didn't they kill you in time?
I almost said something else, but I feel like that might be too mean.
Seems reckless. Maybe they're dumb. Maybe
No, I love Bruce Willis. He's in some bad stuff
What?
near the end of his runs, but
Weren't
you know.
who we were looking for.
it is what it is.
Go. Yeah, well, they did beat the
True.
Sheriffs. The one guy, Jordan, kicked my face in. Yeah, but why do you think that they didn't finish? It doesn't matter. They fucked up.
Yeah, when Die Hard was coming out, like when that trailer would play in the theater, like people would laugh because they couldn't take it seriously. They're like, "Oh, the moonlighting guy, yeah, okay," because you know this was the era of Schwarzenegger and Stallone.
See,
Like,
I
those
was
were
hoping
action
for
heroes.
another. So how are we gonna handle?
What a bunch of
You know
maroons.
what she knows. Find out where the others are. Go from there.
Come on, game, give me some alcohol.
Just one more sip.
Lewis, jogging memories of stuff
Please.
he said about his past.
Please?
Nothing new.
Just one more.
What are the chances?
Is there a lore reason this game won't give me alcohol? Is it stupid?
Wasn't very big on sharing. I wonder what Tommy's making of all this. You probably know more about all the people Joel crossed.
Yeah, in terms of sitcoms, my favorite when I was a kid was Drake and Josh. I legitimately like that show, though. That hasn't aged great for obvious reasons.
I liked Drake and Josh quite a bit. At that age,
This.
I was more. I also really got into iCarly for a while.
iCarly was a weird experience for me because I was like the perfect age for Drake and Josh, and then when iCarly was coming out, I was kind of outgrowing it, and that show, in my opinion, had some cringe comedy. Where
No, yeah, I hate it. Like, it's so weird because I looking back, I never found it funny, but I liked the characters enough to look past it.
right. I mean, like Spencer, I thought was legitimately funny.
No, what you got there?
Like
a smoothie. Has a
a
giant
smoothie.
fucking ostrich behind him.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to quote is, I might be getting this wrong, but it's like, I may be an idiot, but I'm not stupid. I quote that a lot.
And I was actually really pleasantly surprised by the reboot. It felt like a continuation of that show, except they acknowledged that the audience for that show is older.
I wish more shows did that. Like I have not seen it, but like from clips and reviews I've seen, it's like, oh, they've actually like aged this up a little. But
Dina, get out of the fucking... Dude, she was literally following me. No, iCarly especially is not aged well, but any show from 2010 that's about technology is going to age like milk.
I can still kind of see the.
No, I was really into that reboot, and then Paramount fucking canceled it.
Yep.
Let's see.
Anxious. And yeah, like what I've heard of that is like, oh, they aged this up without like going too gratuitous or overboard. It's just like, no, it's just for
It's just
a slightly
older audience sitcom now.
Yeah, like there's some swearing, but we're not going overboard with it.
Yeah.
It's still a shame. I wish more shows did that.
I agree.
And yeah, it sucks that it got canceled.
Mild spoilers for the reboot, for the revival, if anyone cares. But the last season makes such a big deal. Oh, Freddie and Carly are finally going to get together, and then they canceled it.
I don't care about that stuff as much. They were kind of off and on. I mean, they were never dating, but they went back and forth. For sure. God damn it!
No, yeah, for sure. I could never get into Sam.
Really? I like Sam.
Mostly when they did that whole thing with her dating Freddie. I did not buy that for a second.
Well, yeah, that was just the cliche. This is.
I hate those relationships where it's built on like, oh, this person bullies you, therefore they like you.
I think a good example of that is Hey Arnold, because the show acknowledges that Helga's a contradiction and insane.
I never watched Hey Arnold.
It's very good.
I've heard it was great.
It's a quality show.
Honestly, if Nickelodeon wants to make some bank, they should bring back all of those old shows.
Hey Arnold, they did a movie that I still need to see, because that was one that got canceled and like kind of wrapped up, but not really. And then years later, they did a movie to like tie it up. So, which I appreciate. I just didn't really care anymore. But
bring Danny Phantom back, you cowards.
Danny Phantom's great.
You recognize it?
It's so good.
None.
So it is a quality superhero show.
Yeah, it's Ghostbusters meets Spider-Man. What's not to love?
Oh, that is a good analogy.
I think the wolves are spread out all over.
All right, so I think the strategy is I'm gonna try to skip past those ones in the fuel. At the fuel station.
Gotcha.
Anything in here? Just Halloween stuff.
Maybe I shouldn't.
It's funny looking. I'm not a fan.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Danny Phantom is very good. I don't know if I need more of it. I don't remember if that ended on a cliffhanger.
It doesn't, but I don't know. It also didn't really like. It ends on like the world finding out who he is.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fairly Odd Parents I loved as a kid, but I outgrew it at a certain point.
Yeah, Fairly Odd Parents was good, at least early on. That show kind of... I mean, what I'll give Fairly Odd Parents is, in my opinion, that had at least more consistency for a longer time than SpongeBob did, where the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob are fantastic, and then it just nosedives really quickly. I think Fairly Odd Parents was at least more consistent for a while, until I outgrew it. But Fairly Odd Parents is also one of those where there were a couple places where they could have ended it and didn't, and I've heard that it just kind of peters out and that the last couple seasons are really rough, where they start introducing new characters again, and
The last new episode that I remember watching is when they gave Cosmo and Wanda a baby, and I was like, "This is dumb."
yep, I was there. Yeah, I stuck with it for a little bit after that.
Ellie, another patrol. Don't do it, man. Smelling that place will make you drop weight immediately.
No, maybe you should check out the Crimson Chin episodes of Fairly Odd Parents. Those are quality.
You're fucking crying?
It's basically The Tick before I knew what The Tick was.
All right.
True.
I'll put a word in for you.
Appreciate it.
Let me give you some info. Get the information and be done with it. Don't get carried away.
Am I right?
Cat Dog was another one I enjoyed quite a bit.
That's one I never watched like on TV, but I've seen episodes here and there, and I liked it. Okay.
Monday with a wolf. Oh, okay.
So much for not playing.
Plan B.
Over here!
One fine day with a wolf and pearl, he was born in Kazakhstan. No blue buzzer, no three-eyed dogs, feeling canine, no cat dog and dog. Yeah, no. Whenever you're in intense gaming sessions, I will just sing. I'm sure your audience will appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, I get what you were saying earlier about iCarly, how things about technology are going to be dated. Like, that's true, but I think the issue is more technology and more just adults trying to write, like, what the kids are into and tapping into the zeitgeist to, in my opinion, mixed results. And I've heard that the reboot show kind of just got away from that a little. Because even as a kid, there was stuff, and whenever they were doing the internet stuff, I was like, I'm not finding this funny. And sometimes it's kind of annoying. But I get what you're saying, right? I like the character. Like, Drake and Josh, I think, is a legitimately funny show. Like, and a show that I think got even better. Like, the last season had some of my favorite episodes. I was really sad when it ended.
Yeah. No, for sure. I feel like I was more of a Nick kid, but two of my favorite shows from that time were on Cartoon Network, Ben 10 and Teen Titans.
Yeah, I somehow missed Ben 10. I had a cousin who was into it.
Dude.
And it looked cool.
It holds up, in my opinion.
Sounds good.
If you want like a sci-fi Spider-Man.
True. That's just the default, though.
Well, yeah, because you gotta make a kid hero.
It's Spider-Man in this thing.
Yeah, I would describe it as Spider-Man and Aliens. Not like the movie Aliens, just aliens in general.
Yeah, true.
They even have a whole arc where he has to face aliens that are designed after the Universal monsters.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, the Cartoon Network stuff I grew up on was mostly the DC stuff, though. Like Samurai Jack, I missed, but people really like that one.
That one I also kind of missed.
Yeah.
I've like seen episodes here and there.
Yeah,
Teen Titans, though, that was my shit.
Oh, I freaking loved Teen Titans. And, shoot, I lost my train of thought. Gone, John.
No, put the damn note down. Shit, this is where I die. This is where I die.
Follow me.
Damn it, Dina. No, get off me. Oh my fucking...
Did you lose Dina?
Yeah, of course I fucking did. Alright,
You good?
we can do it.
Thought I was fucked back
Ooh,
there.
happy thoughts.
Thanks for the save, by the way. Of course.
Batman Returns.
So, those are the wolves. They're really armed. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I was there for the transition when Cartoon Network actually had cartoons, and then it was just all live action shows. I remember that weird shift.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, that was a good idea to use your machete on that one since you're going to switch it with the baseball bat anyway.
True.
Strategies, folks. Gotta have.
I have never had this much trouble with this section. Before the Fire Nation attacked?
Yeah, I think the last show I watched on Cartoon Network before I grew out of it and moved on was The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. Did you ever watch that?
I remember seeing advertisements for it. That was one of the shows that told me it was time to move on because I thought it looked like ass.
It gets points for getting freaking weird. Like,
Well, I mean,
was a
that's what
surreal,
every show was trying to be,
trippy-ass
is they
show.
were trying to follow, whatever, there was some hit animated show and it's like really weird and trippy, and then suddenly everything looked like shit but was trying to be weird and trippy.
Adventure Time.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a like show. No, Flapjack was doing its own thing. You got to see it to understand.
And once they realize we're out of the school, and that we killed their fucking friends.
I wonder if that's available anywhere, because now I'm curious.
Well, I mean, I also haven't seen it in like 10 years, so it might not hold up.
I can't believe they were
But Bill Murray's brother's one of the main voices, aka the voice of the Flying Dutchman.
Oh?
What if we, I don't know, had intel they needed? It doesn't seem like they care about that.
Yeah, I think. Well, it wasn't Cartoon Network; it was actually Nickelodeon. But
Why didn't they kill
their lowest point might have been the live-action
I don't know.
Fairly Odd Parents movies.
Maybe they're
With
trying-
Drake
That was
Bell.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah, no, yeah. They were just talking about the shift to live-action stuff.
Could be that you just
That was the low point
didn't
for
get what they were
everybody.
looking for. So they let you go.
Especially Drake Bell.
No, they did beat the shit out of us.
Well, it wasn't his lowest point.
Jordan kicked my face in.
True.
Yeah, but why do you think that they didn't?
Let me out of the fucking window!
Fucked up.
Dina has been a pain in your ass. Last few streams, we went on and on about how great Dina is and what a great buddy she is, and she has only pissed you off.
What was the name of the
I know, I don't know what the fuck is going on. She's like determined to be in my way.
Was she the one? She the one with the braid? No.
Yeah, no, like the creepy, weird episodes of SpongeBob is like what Flapjack is like 100% of the time.
Let's see.
Oh, I think I missed out on that apartment building. I
Yep.
did. Unless... Yeah, fuck. Oh well. Yeah, that is definitely Nickelodeon's lowest point. And John Cena's.
He's doing one.
Oh no, I love John Cena, but I was watching an interview with him talking about he was talking about like when he got asked to be in the Barbie movie because he really wanted to be in the Barbie movie. And when he told people that he was going to be, spoilers for Barbie, a merman, people were like, "Is that? Aren't you above that?" And he's like, "Nothing is above me." I
It's true.
respect that.
He was in Playing with Fire.
I don't know what that is.
It was a really awful kids movie.
Colin? Right here!
Yeah, no, I missed the whole Fred craze.
I never understood that. Even his appearance on iCarly, I was like, "Oh God, make it stop."
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Cena is great as Peacemaker. He is becoming a quality actor.
Yeah, no, I just respect an actor that's like, especially when it's famous as him, being like, "No, nothing is above me."
Hmm.
Found you!
And like, just his love for the WWE, you'll love to see it.
I don't think so. Good. Shit.
Why is it that the go-to for wrestlers turned actors is always shitty kids movies? Like, why is that the crucible you have to get through? Is that written in a book somewhere?
It must be.
It's funny looking.
Unless you're
I
Dave
remember the Tooth
Bautista.
Fairy.
I try very hard to forget the Tooth Fairy.
Man, this QZ is huge, right?
You know what I try to forget even harder than that?
What would that be?
The Tooth Fairy 2.
Sure hope not.
Oh god, who was in that one?
Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh god, he's in every shitty fake sequel. He's in Jingle All the Way too, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't believe they made a Jingle All the Way too. And I love the first one.
Yeah, Dave Bautista, I'm not that familiar with his early filmography. Like, he just did more just, like, minor bit roles. Of course, famously, he was on Smallville.
He was, and so was Kane. Season 6 has like 4 or 5 different wrestlers.
I can believe it.
Because that was when I was originally big into WWE, and they did a lot of promotion for Smallville. Do you remember the episode with the underground fighting arena with Titan?
Vaguely. I don't know if I actually remember, or if it's like, yeah, that's a thing Smallville would do. That makes sense. You gotta have the obligatory underground fighting ring episode.
Yeah, it's when he's looking for the Phantoms, and he finds one in like a dark web underground fighting ring.
Yeah, I vaguely remember.
Higher ups know what they're doing. Probably. Hey, hear that? Come with me. Go. I'll watch your back. Charlotte, you got anything? We're good.
And of course, if we're talking about kids' movies starring wrestlers, God, Suburban Commando.
Charlotte!
Is that the one that started it all? That masterpiece.
I don't actually know.
That's the Hulk Hogan one.
Oh yeah, that is.
It gave us the wonderful Christopher Lloyd.
I was frozen today.
The movie is worth it just for that scene.
Ah, shit. Here, you want... Go mess with them for a bit.
For some reason, I thought you... It's like you were gonna say, here, take the controller. I'm like, I can't.
Life finds a way.
That is true.
We've never come in here before. Take the controller through the power of the internet. Sounds like a war zone out there.
Have you covered any of the Jurassic Park movies on the channel yet? I mean, we've talked about them being horror adjacent.
We have not.
There's definitely enough horrors in the first two that those count.
Nah, I wouldn't be opposed. I think it might just be me and you for The Lost World, though. We're the only two people I know that like that movie.
Yeah. If I could change one thing about The Lost World, I kind of had an epiphany about this one day. It's... I mean, I don't hate her like everyone else does, but, like, you can agree that, like, the stuff with the daughter is the weakest part of that movie, right?
It is. I also don't hate her.
It's such an easy fix. The start of that movie should be that she doesn't believe him about the stuff with the dinosaurs, and that's why she resents him, and they're on bad terms. And then when she goes to the island, it's like, oh, holy shit, my dad was right. He's not a liar, and like that's your father-daughter arc.
Liar.
Like, it's really obvious, right?
No, yeah,
like,
that
how did
could
they
be
not
cool.
do that?
Because
But, like,
nobody wanted to make that movie.
Well, right, exactly. One, but when she's on the island, like, she's not even phased by the dinosaurs. She's like, oh, that's cool. It's like, oh, yeah, she, like, never had an opinion on this before one way or the other. Like, she doesn't have a reaction to the dinosaurs until the T-Rex scene, when she's scared of them. It's really bizarre.
I'd
It's
also
just
probably
like-
cast someone that I believe is related to Jeff Goldblum.
Well, you don't know what her mother looked like. That never bothered me. Now, if she acted like Jeff, that's the key.
Well, that's what I meant, is somebody that acts like Jeff Goldblum. What did you mean, you racist?
You said, look!
I did not.
Play back the tape, Noah. No, that movie just starts in such a bad place with her, where it's like, I got cut from the team, Dad. Thanks for knowing. Like, she's mad at her dad for not knowing stuff that she didn't tell. It's like, they just do everything wrong with that relationship at the start. And then she stows away on the ship for, like, attention?
I feel
I
like
don't know
just
why she...
because she wants her dad to yell at her.
Yeah, that's... such
That
a
part I
weird
didn't
one.
have a problem with. It's just like she wants attention, whether it be good or bad. And he kind of just placates her instead of actually
Yeah.
giving her attention.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just... That movie starts in such an interesting place with Malcolm about kind of, like... screwing over his own reputation by going public with the dinosaur stuff, and no one believes it. Like, it starts in such an interesting place, and then the rest of the movie kind of forgets that, and it's not like vital to the story enough. And I think it's just that's what the father-daughter stuff should be about. Like, it's right there.
She should have called him a liar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you do that at the start of the movie, and then she finds out that her dad's not a liar. It's the opposite of the liar reveal. Dumb plot lines.
The what?
Like, I mean, I like A Bug's Life, but a lot of that movie is just a character lying about
That movie
what they're
sucks.
doing. Yeah, there's good stuff in it.
Yeah, there though.
But, yeah, there is. Hopper's a great villain.
Is he
I
though?
like some of the psychic. Nah, he's great. How
Is
dare
he
you.
though?
He's terrifying. He's terrifying. But then, you know the trope I'm talking about, where in the second half it's like, oh, you lied,
Yeah.
and we need to be sad about this for 10 minutes.
No, yeah.
And then the apology scene, like, it's that trope. I think it makes sense to start Lost World in a place where his kids, like, Malcolm's kids, like, resent him, because, like, oh god, my fucking dad went nuts, because he's lying about dinosaurs being real and shit. Ugh. And then they find out dinosaurs are real, and they're like, holy shit! This is a big deal.
I want Jeff Goldblum to have to act alongside a child that talks just like him. I haven't seen ants in so long, but that is probably true.
Yeah, it's probably more interesting. I wouldn't call it good.
Yeah, but you also think A Bug's Life is good. I don't know what that says about your movie taste.
It's fine!
Fine. You went full Jar Jar Binks there for a second.
Well, don't ask you to try to do that intentionally.
Misa wants to bomb. Disney, where's our Jar Jar spin-off show?
I think it's this way.
For real? Yeah. Remember how Ahmed Best, like, pioneered motion capture, and everyone quickly forgot and gave all the credit for Andy Serkis as Gollum, because that actually turned out well.
Yeah.
And it's not Ahmed Best's fault. The guy was doing his best.
Jason X had something similar to that. If you watch the, I think it's the last review that they did on Friday the 13th on Red Letter Media. I can't remember now because it's been a couple months. But there's something that Jason X does that it is technically the first movie to do, but the award went to Lord of the Rings. Or like the honor went to Lord of the Rings.
That's fair.
Hey,
No.
Dina.
Oh, it was, is it that it was, edited digitally?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it technically released after Lord of the Rings, so, But it was made first, that's correct.
Yeah, and one of them is a masterpiece and the other is a Lord of the Rings.
Hey, that round building. It looks like the TV station from your map. Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is great.
Come on.
I love Lord of the
No, I do too. I just find it I find it funnier to see how people react when I say the Lord of the Rings is trash while Jason X is a masterpiece.
Shut up.
Rings. Well, that's objectively true. We were just talking about personal taste.
What the
True.
hell was that? I ran into a trap. A what? Explosive traps.
Oh, gotta be slow and steady here, man.
Come and get it.
I feel like it's probably unfair to call Lord of the Rings the best trilogy ever, since, I mean, it was all shot at once, but
Okay.
I rewatched those recently. It probably is. Like, it's very damn good.
I mean, it's top 5.
It's very good.
I don't know if it'd make my... it would probably make my top 5 just because there's so few trilogies that stick the landing.
Yeah. Although for me personally, there are plenty of third films and trilogies that I like that are just the weakest of the three, in my opinion.
I mean, if I like the third movie, then in my opinion, the trilogy stuck the landing. Like, that's... At the end of the day, if you like the movie, that is all that matters.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think I like Dark Knight Rises. Does have problems.
Are you stupid?
I don't want to think about that right now.
My top 5 trilogies would be the Evil Dead trilogy,
Yeah, that's a big one.
the Guardians trilogy.
Very good.
Probably blow up some stragglers.
The new Planet of the Apes trilogy is up there for me.
Star Wars, the original trilogy.
You know, like a foot tripping over a wire.
And listen, I'm a prequel defender, but I can't defend episode 2.
I could build them. I like you. I want it in writing.
Yeah.
Let's
I'd
see.
call it a guilty pleasure.
I met this guy once.
Let's see, that's 3 trilogies.
Have you seen the newer Planet of the Apes trilogy?
Yeah, they're great.
Wait, he lived
The Apocalypse trilogy
Hey, look.
would probably be in my top 5.
The X-Men Apocalypse, I assume you're referring to?
You don't know what's about the Apocalypse trilogy?
I know the name. I can't immediately place it.
So,
Hey, are you?
John...
Is this a John Carpenter? Okay.
No, that is just factually incorrect. But yeah, so that is... John Carpenter considers The Thing, In the Mouth of Madness, and Prince of Darkness to be an unofficial trilogy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So I figure if he considers them, that's close enough for me.
That's fair. It's definitely a thematic trilogy. I mean, I love the Cornetto trilogy. I love, but those are
And I don't know...
completely separate movies.
I don't know if we've talked about this, but In the Mouth of Madness is my favorite Carpenter flick.
I think we have. I still need to see that one.
Sam, you can't go wrong with Sam Neill.
You okay?
I love Sam Neill.
Yeah, sorry. It's just that...
Though Memoirs of an Invisible Man, that's not high on my watch list.
Right.
I'm curious about it.
I must have taken off on foot.
Yeah, I'll get to it. Yeah, I mean, I love the original Star Wars trilogy. I think Lord of the Rings.
You're both frauds.
Right. I like Return of the Jedi. It's got problems.
The final act of Return of the Jedi is better than anything in any of all 3 Lord of the Rings movies.
Boston wasn't like Boston.
Yeah, I can't agree there.
Civil War.
The throne room scene, that is like climax
It's great.
perfection.
I don't see any words.
Yeah, I think it's as good as a lot of the stuff in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
It's better than any of that.
Whoa.
That was your favorite part when Darth Vader picked up Palpatine's dummy.
No,
Yeah,
my favorite
chucked it
part
over.
is when he threw Palpatine in the pit and then Palpatine didn't die.
Went through there.
He just came back like centuries later. Somehow.
Smart. That works. Yeah, I've seen Joel do this. They're all over. Probably for infected. Still.
Gotta be careful.
one wrong step. Let's be careful.
Yeah, I can't even say Return of the Jedi has a great third act because everything with Luke and Vader is great. Everything else is fine.
How does it feel to be wrong?
Is your favorite scene with Han when he tries to hotwire a door and then it doesn't work?
Yes.
That's one of the main problems with that movie is the first act is great and all about getting Han Solo back, and then he gets nothing to do in the second half of that movie.
Yeah, they probably should
And-
just kill them.
Yeah.
God, I hate
Well,
Really
this.
got this area covered.
Well, he got his wish.
Probably don't cut through here much with all this. There's There's that silver lining.
Yeah, no, I agree. Return of the King has problems too. Like, it has the highest highs and the lowest lows of the trilogy, but when it's good, it's really fucking good. Ah, that sucks. Having to waste your bullets.
Yeah, but it's better than wasting a run.
It's the safe way to go.
Dina, what the fuck are you doing?
God, some of those, like, I can barely fucking see. It's like, holy shit, that is so hard to see.
Yeah.
They better give you some bullets after this.
I am correct. It is you who are the frauds. I'm not gonna do that just yet.
Also, Harrison Ford's just really fun to get into that movie.
Not what I meant to do.
Yeah, well, again, the Star Wars trilogy is, if I were to rank all those movies together individually, I'd probably put Empire Strikes Back over those. But even then, like...
Empire's peak. You don't want to admit it because you're a fraud.
Well, it is peak. I don't know. Oh god, please walk slower. Also, what the fuck does difficulty have to, like, limit the amount of bottles and bricks you get? I call that bullshit, because I remember that not being an issue when I played this game.
No!
Ah.
You literally can't. Okay. We are done for the night. All right, thanks everybody for coming through. You literally cannot see that.
Well, now you know that's there.
Anyway, we'll be back next week. I might try to play some of this offline, try to get past this part because this is 2 streams in a row that we have failed. But
I blame myself.
Until then, thanks everybody for hanging out, and we'll be back next week with more Last of Us, and tomorrow with Dark Knight Returns.
Woo!